In the late 1950s, China's population was growing at fast pace. There was shortage of food and government was trying hard to increase the productivity of crops. Think Tank of China advised the then Chinese premier that sparrows and 3 other pests are eating a significant portion of food grains, and if they are removed, this food grain can be saved and could be utilized by the human population. Thus, an ambitious campaign in China aimed to eliminate 4 tiny enemies of progress: rats, flies, mosquitoes, and sparrows commenced in China. But what began as a public health and agricultural effort turned into one of the most disastrous environmental miscalculations in modern history. This is the story of the 4 Pests Campaign, and how killing sparrows helped cause one of the deadliest famines the world has ever seen. Let me first explain the historical context: Mao's China. In 1949, Mao Zedong founded the People's Republic of China. A few years later, he launched the Great Leap Forward, an ambitious plan to transform China from an agrarian society into a socialist industrial superpower. Part of this plan included increasing agricultural output by any means necessary. The birth of the 4 Pests Campaign. In 1958, Mao launched the 4 Pests Campaign to eliminate rats, flies, mosquitoes, and sparrows, all seen as threats to public health or food supply. Of the 4, sparrows were believed to consume precious grain and seeds. At the time of the 4 Pests Campaign in the late 1950s, it was estimated by Chinese authorities that there were around 2 billion sparrows in China. This figure was part of the justification for their extermination, under the assumption that if each sparrow consumed approximately 4.5 kilograms, 10 pounds, of grain annually, then 2 billion sparrows would theoretically eat about 9 million metric tons of grain per year. Their removal was thought to help boost crop yields. War on sparrows. Sparrows became public enemies. Mass mobilizations took place. People clanged pots and pans, waved flags, and formed watch groups to scare sparrows from resting. The birds would fall from the sky, exhausted, and be killed. Incentives were given for killing the sparrows. By 1958, millions of sparrows had been exterminated. Sparrows became almost extinct in China. Ecological backfire. But nature is complex. Sparrows didn't just eat grains, they also consumed harmful insects like locusts. With the sparrows gone, insect populations exploded. Locust outbreaks across rural China took place. Locust swarms were reported in several provinces. They devoured wheat, rice, and corn fields, destroying crops that were already struggling under poor agricultural policies. What was meant to protect agriculture ended up accelerating its collapse. Famine and death. The sparrow cull, combined with poor agricultural policies and natural disasters, led to a catastrophic famine. Between 1959 and 1961, an estimated 15 to 45 million people died of starvation. Nobody ever thought that removal of a small bird from the ecosystem can lead to such an imbalance in the environment, leading to worst famine of the century in China. The 4 Pests Campaign had unintended and tragic consequences. Policy reversal and lessons learned. Eventually, the Chinese government realized the mistake. Sparrows were removed from the pest list, and new ecological measures were taken. Sparrows were imported from Russia and rehabilitated. But the damage had been done. The campaign remains a cautionary tale about the dangers of disrupting ecosystems without understanding them. Today, The Four Pests Campaign stands as a chilling example of how well-intended policies can lead to environmental disaster. As we face modern challenges, climate change, deforestation, species extinction, the lesson is clear. Respect the balance of nature or pay the price. What happens when we declare war on nature? We often lose. If you liked this video, subscribe, like and share. Thanks for watching.